show is just filled with inspirational people today. We have the Chief of Communications and Public Affairs at Holland Bloorivew Kids Rehabilitation Hospital, Christa Haanstra. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Before we get into the really inspirational stuff, let's start with the inspirational stuff you do at the Kids Rehabilitation Hospital.
Sure. Holland Bloorivew Kids Rehabilitation Hospital is a teaching hospital for kids with disabilities. So we're located just south of Sunnybrook in Toronto, and we see about 7,000 children with disabilities each year. A lot of kids who are born with disabilities.
7,000 different children?
That's right,
Oh
7,000 different children. And we see a lot of our children in our outpatient clinics, but we also have 75 inpatient beds for kids with complex illnesses as well as rehab needs.
Wow. That's a lot of kids.
It's a lot of kids.
Is it helpful for you? Do you get reward? Do you find there's a great sense of reward helping these kids achieve more in their life than they may have thought?
Absolutely, it is. A lot of people think that it's a sad place to work, but it's actually quite the opposite. It's a very, very inspirational place to work. You walk through the halls every day and see these kids who don't know any different, and they are just what you expect a kid to be, and it's amazing to watch.
Isn't that true? They handle things so much better than we do. They just take it all in stride.
Absolutely.
They don't get bothered or they don't think in terms of I can't.
That's right, absolutely, and it's a good reminder for us as adults, and we see that every day at Holland Bloorivew.
And look at the faces on these kids. They're so happy. Oh my goodness, that's great. Wow. All right, well, tell me a little bit about this amazing thing called Film Possible.
Film Possible was a contest we ran last year, an online video contest, and we really created it to bring visibility to disability. We wanted to create a contest that would help us spread the word about disability. Not everybody has the privilege of meeting kids with disabilities on a regular basis or even interacting with people with disabilities generally. And we wanted to be able to spread that through images, but we knew we couldn't do it alone, and so we created a contest that encouraged people to tell their own stories, but also to debunk myths about disabilities. And so we created it through a video contest, and we used social media to maximize the impact of the contest.
I love that this thing that for some is a huge annoyance, in situations like this, helps people achieve such wonderful things. So these are filmmakers or just regular people making these videos for you?
Well, we were absolutely blown away by the submissions we got. We got over 73 submissions, and we saw a full range of people participating, not just people with disabilities, but people who knew people with disabilities. We saw filmmakers who are actually professional filmmakers, right down to amateur filmmakers. And you know, in a YouTube world, those kinds of videos are just as appealing as professional videos. So we saw the full range, and we were thrilled with the outcome.
And then Rogers came into play with this and have been able to create something. Tell us about the Rogers connection.
Absolutely. So Rogers has been a great supporter of this initiative. Obviously, they believe very firmly in our vision of bringing visibility to disability, and they've partnered with us in a number of ways. Through the contest, they actually helped us with some media coverage, running some of our promo videos that were developed by kids at Claude Watson School, as well as interviewing some of the filmmakers who were in the finals. And now we've been working with Carol Bruce, a documentary maker here at Rogers, to put a documentary together that brings together a bunch of the videos, as well as speaking to some of the judges and some of the filmmakers in the Toronto area, and we're just absolutely thrilled.
Let's watch a little clip of that, Film Possible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to show that disability isn't supposed to be something that's truly awful, but it is something that's really, you know, it's irritating.
I wanted to learn something new, and actually Colin brought it to me.
I guess it was also a video to show like their stereotypes. Like I'm probably have not had fondness for the Rain Man depictions of autism.
Generally, there was a lot of films where people were trying to show that people with challenges can do a lot of things and do a lot of things that probably surprise people.
There were videos that were these tributes that parents had made that just, your heart went out to the parents for the love that they had, but the way that they did the videos, it was in a very respectful way. It wasn't like, oh, poor me. It was just more a celebration of their kids and what they got from being parents of their kids.
I think it was a good experience for Mark to have a chance to think about who he is and what he would want to tell people, but that was difficult. When people first meet you, do they see your walker first, or do they see you?
And that's the whole point, isn't it? You want people to see the person first.
Absolutely.
And only by normalizing it, only by continuously putting it out there, that can we achieve that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, so inspiring. And some of the filmmakers, of course, from the Toronto area, which is great.
Yeah.
And those were submissions from last year's contest.
That's right.
So tell us about this year's contest.
So this year's contest, so last year we really didn't know what to expect, and as I said, we were thrilled with the outcome. 73 videos, we had over 60,000 votes, which was just absolutely beyond our expectations. So we're running it again this year, and the contest opens on June 20th. And we're going to make a couple of changes. So we're going to do a video contest, but we're also going to add a photography element, hoping that that will allow even more people to participate. And we're going to shorten some of the voting periods. So just some of the things that we learned from last year's contest, we're going to make it even better. And we hope that a lot more people will participate both in the video contest, but as well in the photography contest.
And then in the voting, too.
And then in the voting.
What about judges? You've got to have people who are going to be judging those videos. Tell me about the people you've got on that.
So we were thrilled last year to have an interesting group of judges, people who were both involved in the disability community and those who weren't, and more importantly, people who are involved in the creative industry, so both filmmakers and just creative people generally. We thought that that would be a draw for people to submit videos, and we were, again, thrilled with the outcome. So we have some of those judges coming again on this year. So we've got Karen Shopowitz coming on. She's a documentary filmmaker herself. We've got Ian Brown, of course, who's a columnist at the Globe and Mail. Justin Hines, who you've seen in the video there, who has been a phenomenal supporter of Holland Bloorivew, but also of this contest. So we're thrilled. We've got a couple of new judges we're working on, so I think it'll be a good group of people.
When do the finalists find out that they're in the running for the big ending, big prize?
So that won't be until the end of the summer. So the contest runs till the end of the summer, and then there's a voting period.
What do parents of the kids who are featured in these videos say to you, or parents of any child with a disability? Do they come to you afterwards and share their thoughts?
We really found that this was a galvanizing point for a lot of parents. It was, as you could see in the video, the opportunity for people to tell their stories. I don't think they often have that opportunity. They're so busy managing their day-to-day life. And when you have a child with a disability, there's a lot of added pressures. So you see a lot of people taking this opportunity to tell their own story and to allow other people to be inspired by it. And so we've had parents just begging us to leave the videos up, which we have. They're still up there today, so that they can use them. They've been using them in different forums, whether it's to show a teacher the abilities of their child through a different lens, or even just to show their family and friends an interesting angle of their child's disability. It's been amazing to watch.
Wow, okay, more information, go to the website filmpossible.ca. Thank you so much.
Thank you.